I've been up in that mountain for so long. So cold. I don't think I can make him back in time before I freeze to death. So I came off the trail that came out right over there. I figured I'd go to that cave that we passed on the way here. Warm up a little bit. This thing. Yes. I'll check this thing out. Some sort of mine. Oh, so much. Yes, so much better. Let's see here. What do I have here? Weather sense. Yes, very frigid. I'm gonna have to go inside the cave here, so here we go. Oh wait, before I do, have these and go in. The whistling mine. Oh my. There are people here. Hello.
Mining is hard work, but we pay a fair price for any ore you dig up.
I need to warm up here. Is that okay? You seem to have the fire. Oh, Khajiit. Talk to you in a moment here. Maybe that's why I was called
We
up
were
here.
supposed to be rich by now, you know. Thorgar insisted we'd be swimming in gold.
Yeah, some sort of a gold mine.
Thorgar
maybe.
says we'll find rocks soon. The kind worth gold.
Yes, right here. So
Be careful where you step in the mine. Don't want to cover up some valuable ore or gems or something.
well, it sounds like I can make my fortune here. Wait a minute, you're wearing monk's robes too. Although honestly, you don't look like Whispering Fang. There's other schools, of course. Hello.
Ah. Well met, traveler. I am Qa'Dojo, a monk making the pilgrimage to the shrine of Viss-Cera.
Pilgrimage. Daedric monk? So you actually worship the Daedra?
Then today will be no different than any other. For while I recognize Viss-Cera's place in the pantheon of the divines, the Daedra hold no particular favor in the doctrine I follow. Some may see the line between Aedra and Daedra as a means of separation, when the divide itself is the true nature of our existence. It is in the eye of the storm that one finds balance, and with balance comes the flourishing of life.
Strangely, that is exactly why I came here. You see, at the Whispering Fang clan, we sort of feel the exact same way. Reverence both, but not really, you know, not really opening worship so much. They are just sort of there, and they're just sort of, well, I guess, I'd like to hear more what your doctrine is, because it sounds very close to, well, maybe a little different than ours, but...
I follow the path of balance through opposition. The Aedra and Daedra are the embodiment of this mantra. It is a common misconception that these balancing forces are the spirit of good and evil, a reductive and flawed interpretation. The Aedra are the agents of stasis and order. The Daedra are the essence of change and chaos, for chaos itself cannot be an agent of anything. When the two are in balance, time progresses at its natural flow. The world changes as it stays the same. Although in truth, it is not for us to attach labels to the creators. If mortals cannot divine the nature of themselves, it is quite presumptuous to try the same with the gods.
Very, very strange. I don't know quite if I hold the same philosophy as you, though. We do sort of look for balance in things, but at the same time, I was never a good student. I must admit that my brother may know more of such things and could have a nice debate with you, but I could not. debate you on such a matter. I never considered these things, to be quite honest with you. Well, can you tell me more of your philosophy? I would like to ask more.
Then I implore you to ask them. To ask a question is to risk being a fool, but to cling to silence is to remain one.
Yes, I like that. Can the... Well, this is the thing here. Can the Aedra be evil or sinister?
The Aedra are thought to be callous because they are indifferent, too often leaving mortals to their own devices. It reminds me of the parable of the acolyte priestess who stole from the alms bowl. The other acolytes beseeched the head priest to investigate the matter and cast the thief out. Yet the priest replied that he already knew the identity of the thief. The acolytes, angered, threatened to leave if the culprit was not revealed. "If I cast the thief out," he replied, "how will he ever learn remorse? If you leave, how will I ever teach you forgiveness?"
Yeah, well, interesting. To me, I get the feeling he probably never actually knew the thief's identity, though, did he?
That is one interpretation. The priestess, overwhelmed by her master's kindness, would realize the error of her ways. Perhaps driven by guilt, she would expose herself as the thief, and through her bravery, truly achieve the forgiveness of her peers. For any other path would result in bitterness and resentment, although these provide their own lessons, should the head priest choose to teach them.
Yes, but there's faulty logic there, because what if the priestess was not repentant in any way, shape, or form? So I personally see some flaws in your philosophy, although I must say, I must respect it. I don't see too much of that here in Skyrim itself. So is it possible the Daedra can be characterized as evil, at least according to your philosophy?
Boethia is the prince of plots, deceit, and conspiracy. Such words are sinister when spoken in the void. Yet, when the scales of power tip toward tyranny, when the strength of the dishonorable cannot be vanquished by a frontal assault, Boethia is there. Mola Gabal, meanwhile, is her nemesis. For he is strength and domination, and those who enslave others do so in his name. Although Boethia teaches us that strength can be vanquished, Molag Bal demonstrates that weakness is not a virtue. Mehrunes Dagon is the facilitator of destruction, the great equalizer of this plane. For when life is allowed to grow unchecked, it will wither from its own abundance.
I do not agree with you on some of this stuff. To be quite honest with you, Qa'Dojo. Well, I don't know if any of these really apply to me here. No, I do not agree with that. I can't agree with it, so all I can say is at least be a bit of sarcastic in reply, but this is the only one that sort of disagrees. So I don't see slavery, rape, destruction. I don't agree with what these Daedra did.
May you be safe wherever you go.
I don't agree.
Good to see you again.
Well. So how did you come to adopt this philosophy?
I was trained as a priest of Stendarr, but I felt the temple did not do enough to disavow the militants who walk the land in his name. I considered converting to the Temple of Julianos, and had packed for the great chapel in Skyngrad to begin my training. There was only one item I could not find, my copy of the book Aedra and Daedra. I scoured every corner of my quarters until at last I saw it.
Okay, so where do you find it?
It was placed on top of a high bookshelf. Now, they say those who hurry only slow themselves in the end. If only I heeded such sage advice. Instead of reaching for the footstool, I attempted to climb the shelf, only to fall flat on my tail. However, as it so happens, I lost my balance but gained my footing. For when my head struck the ground, I had a vision.
Oh, really? Okay, so wait. So the doctor you found is based on a head injury?
It was an act of the divines, as was the placement of the book, and the title of the book itself. In my vision, I saw a constellation of gods, Aedra and Daedra. They made no distinction between themselves, for one were all, and all were one.
So do you plan on staying in Skyrim? I just don't understand why you came here on your pilgrimage. Just to see the statue, I suppose, but...
One must both have purpose and flexibility. He may walk a path of many roads to the same destination. He may not know where the destination lies until the moment he arrives at it, and even then, it may not fulfill his true purpose. I am reminded of the story of a carpenter who was tasked with hanging a painting for the Count.
Alright, tell me this story.
The painting was hung over the bedchamber, and while it seemed to be a perfect fit, the Count nevertheless told the carpenter to take it down. Back and forth the pair went, from the study to the great hall, each time the Count requesting the carpenter to hang the painting, then remove it, after walking the breadth of the castle. At long last, they returned to the bedchamber. Only this time, when the painting was hung, the Count was satisfied, for only by seeing all other alternatives did he know his choice was true. And thus, my request is this. If you will do me the honor of being my carpenter, and I yours, then I will forever be in your debt.
You know, that is quite an interesting proposal. So if you wish to follow me, come along. Perhaps we will learn from each other. Qa'Dojo, would you come with us?
Then let us wander these white sands and find our destination.
I am glad to have you
We were
along,
supposed to be rich by
Qa'Dojo.
now, you know. Thorgar insisted we'd be swimming in gold.
Okay, so a new friend for Duraz. Getting warmer too. And quite honestly, nice to have the companionship.
It is fascinating to think entire civilizations began in mines like this, where a single piece of ore is cut out from the crust of rock.
Yes, it is interesting. You have a very interesting way of seeing things, Qa'Dojo. So, you and I also have a good time together. At least trying to find the answers. I guess we both seek answers here in Skyrim for some reason or another. I don't really know what that is. I'm still at a loss. Following in my brother's footsteps. I will tell you the story. In the meantime, I suppose I should go back. Well, I suppose we could go back to Winterhold. I would like to practice a little bit more the alteration, perhaps at least by one upgrade skill, before heading back south again to warmer areas. So, I think that's what I will do. So let's head out. Actually, we could go look to this place here. Not quite sure. But that'll be for tomorrow. Hey, Qa'Dojo.